What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the Winnipeg Jets and their success on the power play, but some of the things 5-on-5 that have not been working for them. In particular, some of the lineup changes that have been made, maybe 5 or 6 games ago now. Back in, November, December, and even into early January, the Jets were viewed as this team that really couldn't be beaten. They were so good defensively. They were on top of the NHL and legitimately one of the best teams in the league. Now, they are still one of the best teams in the league, but, maybe the standard has dropped a little bit. Maybe they're not playing as well as they maybe could or have in the past this season. And that's not to say that they've been playing bad either right now. I mean, they're on a 3-game winning streak. Just, some of their wins in the past few games have been, won unsustainably, as a lot of their wins at the beginning and, middle of the season were more sustainable with the way they were playing defense and, playing 5-on-5. Now stuff has kind of gone a little bit backwards because right now the Jets aren't playing very good 5-on-5 hockey, but their power play is off the charts. Almost impossible to stop. It is so good. And that's headlined by Gabe Vilardi down low. Sean Monahan, as an addition, has been very good as well. And Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor are seemingly scoring goals again, and they've been very good on the power play. Now, that's something that Winnipeg wasn't getting from their team before, but they were playing good 5-on-5. So they kind of just flip-flopped. They went from, good 5-on-5 team with no power play, and now they're a not-so-good 5-on-5 team with a fantastic power play. So very weird how this has happened, but this is the reality that we live in right now. So it's good that the power play has kind of figured stuff out, and, Connor, Scheifele, and Vilardi have all looked very good on the power play, and with the addition of Sean Monahan, it's really opened up the slot. Monahan moving around in there is just kind of, opened up the middle a little bit, and that triangle of Scheifele, Connor, and Vilardi is pretty damn cool. They're really damn good, and it's something that Winnipeg's desperately needed all year. Those three are great together on the power play, but 5-on-5, for whatever reason, these guys stink. This is a line that Rick Bowness has been trying to put together really since the beginning of the season. I mean, Gabe Vilardi getting injured Game 3 of the season, he was out for a while, and then Kyle Connor was out pretty much right after he came back. Mark Scheifele got injured somewhere in there as well, so they never really had that line, and he wanted to give it a try. He wanted to see, okay, what do I have with, Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Gabe Vilardi all together? And 5-on-5, you really do not have a lot. I mean, they don't really put the puck in the back of the net too often. Every once in a while, especially last few games, they've just kind of, had a bounce or a break that's gone their way and they've scored. But in those same games, they're getting hemmed in their own zone for minutes at a time. It's hard to watch. When the Arizona Coyotes and the Chicago Blackhawks are cycling you, just treating you like a college hockey team, it's hard to watch, and that's what's been happening to that first line. This hasn't been a one-off or anything either. It's been pretty much since that line's been formed, it has not worked. And now everyone's wondering why the Jets' 5-on-5 scoring has gone down. It's because the line that gets the most minutes is getting hemmed in their own zone, and they're sitting in their own zone for, again, minutes at a time sometimes, and it's not good. It's hurting the team. This tweet from Connor here pretty much sums it up. In 113 5-on-5 minutes for the Jets' top line, Connor, Scheifele, and Vilardi has an expected goals percentage of 36.8. That pretty much means they're, doing well 36.8% of the time. He then goes on to say that is the lowest mark of any forward line that the Jets have iced this season for at least 50 minutes. So it is not a very successful line, to say the least, right? They do get their cookies on the power play, but 5-on-5, they're hurting more than they are producing. Now, he then goes on to say their goal share 5-on-5 is even at 7 for 7. So they've scored 7 times when they're on the ice 5-on-5, and they've been scored against 7 times. But then this is the key here. The over-reliance on goaltending is something that has to change going forward. So Connor Hellebuyck has been bailing them out big time, and you can see that in the second and third period in Chicago. You can see that in the second and third period in here against the Arizona Coyotes. Connor Hellebuyck was a big reason why they did not lose those games. They tried to lose those games, but they held on for the win. They won both those in overtime, and it felt like they could have won those games by a lot more, given the pedigree of those teams. It was kind of frustrating that the Jets had to come back and win those games in overtime. Now, I'm not annoyed saying that, oh, this first line is dumb and isn't working. I wouldn't be sitting here making a video about that. The one thing that is annoying is that they had a first line that was dominating while Kyle Connor was out with injury. with Nikolai Ehlers playing with Mark Scheifele, who have incredible chemistry together, by the way, and Gabe Vilardi on that wing. What an unbelievable line that was. You can look at their analytics here. That was one of the best lines in the NHL this year. Never mind just on the Jets. One of the best lines in the NHL. Nick Ehlers was going crazy. He was playing out of his mind. Mark Scheifele was scoring goals, and Gabe Vilardi was doing, just Gabe Vilardi things, baby. The guy looked like a rock star out there. That first line was scoring at an insane rate, and when playing 5-on-5, 166 minutes together, they had 15 goals for and only got scored against 4 times. So we're sitting here complaining about how, oh, we can't score a 5-on-5, how our 5-on-5 game is dipped, and how we're spending a lot more time in our defensive zone than the offensive zone, and it's really not that hard to figure out. The top 6 line configurations just have not been good, and they are not working. The first line, as I've talked about in this video, has just not been clicking regularly 5-on-5. Sean Monahan and Nikolai Ehlers seemingly don't have a lot of chemistry, at least yet anyway, and Cole Perfetti really does not play well with Nikolai Ehlers, I've noticed. I don't know, it just feels like the top 6 needs a change and just needs just a little bit of a tweak, and I know they're trying to do that with putting Cole Perfetti on the 4th line and bringing Alex Scheifele up. I really haven't hated that, to be totally honest. The last couple games I thought he's played fine. However, I just don't see a world where it makes sense to keep the top line and the second line together. I think if you flip-flop Kyle Connor and Nikolai Ehlers, I think then you're looking at a way better situation. You can reunite Mark Scheifele with Nikolai Ehlers, and then on the second line you can have Kyle Connor playing with Sean Monahan, who I think he would fit pretty well with offensively anyway. We'll see how that translates defensively. But Cole Perfetti and Kyle Connor do have great chemistry. We've seen that in seasons past. They play really well together. Cole Perfetti, being the elite passer and with his elite vision, would be setting up Kyle Connor all day long, right? So I think that would be a really fun top 6, and I don't think it's really that crazy to come up with. I don't think it's that wild. I don't understand why we're still trying to force the circle peg into the circle hole here. And at the end of the day, it's really not that deep, and it's just frustrating because all season long we've been saying if the Jets can get the power play going the way this team is playing, there's really no stopping them if they can get that power play going. Then as soon as they get the power play going, they decide, nah, you know what, we don't need this elite first line anymore, let's change it up. And I'm all for, trying things out and everything, but how much leash is the Connor, Scheifele, Vilardi line really going to get? Like, this is crazy at this point. Like, just change it back. Put Ehlers back on that top line. Try Connor with Monahan and Perfetti or Scheifele, whatever the fuck you want to do there. I don't care, but it's just silly at this point. Like, why are we doing this? You have a first line that works, and that works really well. I just think it's crazy. Like what are we doing here, Bones? What are we up to? But I'm gonna leave that there. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about the Winnipeg Jets and how they've been playing lately? How do you feel about the Connor, Scheifele, Vilardi line? I want to hear from you guys. Leave your thoughts down below. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.